What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we jump into this, I just want to say, I'm pretty sure since I've started my YouTube career, the amount of people that watch my videos and are not subscribed have been in the 90th percentile for as long as I could fucking remember. For a short period of time, I don't have any doubts in my mind, it's probably at 100%. So make sure, if you're watching this video, go across a couple other videos. I'm not saying just off this one video subscribe to the channel. Go check out the other videos. Go see what you like. See if any of these videos appeal to you. And if it does, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. You get notified at any time I post, which lately hasn't been a lot. So if you are watching this and you are a regular subscriber, I apologize and I appreciate you for still tuning in every now and again, alright? And if you are more of a person that's like, you know what, this reaction video was alright, it was decently funny, but I'm more of a guy that enjoys watching gaming videos, well, ha! Like if you have a gaming channel. Link in the description. I've been trying to stream a lot on there. I usually stream Warzone, stream this, stream that. That's what I've been doing lately for the gaming channel. I haven't done an actual video for the gaming channel in probably like a month and a half, 2 months. I mainly stream on there. So if for some reason, I don't know whether it's the PS5 or whatever the fuck, but I have it set up in my settings that whenever I stream, you should be able to hear what I'm saying through my mic. But for some reason, it's not doing that lately. So as soon as I can get that figured out, I will be streaming on there a shit ton. Warzone, Cold War, Modern Warfare, bunch of different games like that. And maybe different games in the future if PS5 will release more games. But besides that, let's jump on into today's video. And it is back with another Mr. Nightmare reaction. Now, I'm pretty sure I haven't done a Mr. Nightmare reaction in about a month. I think since I came back, my grand return, I did just a video, like a story time video, and then I did a reaction to, who was it? It was Nightmare Files. It wasn't Mr. Nightmare, it was Nightmare Files. So now we are back with Mr. Nightmare 3 True Scary Wedding Horror Stories. I was going to do a reaction to the Tinder video, but I just ended up watching that on my own time. I just wasn't down to make a video that day. And this came out about a day ago, and so yeah. We're about to jump on into another Mr. Nightmare reaction. But like I said, as soon as this video started, listen to me, alright? Check out the other videos. You might like them. Subscribe to the channel. Alright? But yeah, 3 True Scary Wedding Horror Stories. Let's jump on into it. That was cool. That was cool. It was like a demented organ noise.
My wife and I got married in the Church of the Little Flower in Coral Gables, Florida in 2017.
Florida man.
We invited all of our close friends and family, including the family that neither of us really liked, because that's just what you're supposed to do.
Makes sense.
My wife Allie has this estranged aunt Chelsea that no one in her family is really close with. She used to have serious drug problems. It spiraled her down a path that just led to a rift between her and the rest of the family. Well, Aunt Chelsea was invited to the wedding, and when she showed up, she surprisingly came with a date, but unsurprisingly, he didn't look like the kind of guy you want to bring home to mom and dad. Right from the first time I laid eyes on him, I knew he was different, not in a pleasant, quirky way. After the wedding ceremony, of course, came picture time. The 6 bridesmaids, 6 groomsmen, and my wife and I all went to this nice backyard section of the church campus to have pictures taken by the hired photographer. Some close family from both sides came along as well to watch while most others went to the party hall. Aunt Chelsea and her date came to watch us take pictures as well. This was when I first got his name, Rob.
Aunt Chelsea, get your bingo wings and fucking tramp stamps over here. You got hopping in a picture with me.
He'd genuinely laugh. Then either Chelsea or Rob would yell out these weird, inappropriate things. They just kept doing it to the point where they created awkward silences. All of us were just internally cringing, dreading what weird things they'd say next. It got very awkward very quickly, let's just say that, to the point I wanted them to leave altogether. Anyway, we eventually finished with
what
pictures.
Awkward are you talking about? Where you just like someone tell a joke and then she just goes cut? Like what? What the fuck do you? What do you mean?
Then we migrated to Comber Hall, the party hall connected to the church, where food and drinks were being served. Being the groom, all the attention is on you at all times.
Facts.
You barely have a chance to sit down and gather your thoughts or even eat. Every second I had someone else coming up to congratulate me, and eventually that person was Rob. He shook my hand again, his breath terrible, and his arms scarred up.
How you doing?
He wasn't wearing a long-sleeved shirt, rather a stained gray polo. He seemed like a filthy person all around.
Probably.
He started talking to me with this loud, almost demeaning tone. I did my best to just be polite, and eventually he walked back to Chelsea. This was the last time I saw him that day. Eventually, I saw Chelsea sitting by herself at the table, so I asked Allie where that Rob guy went. She had no idea either. After a while of Chelsea sitting by herself, Allie went up to her to ask her where her date was. Chelsea didn't know. She hadn't seen him in an hour. Chelsea also explained that they met in rehab, and that she had only gone out with him 4 times. Allie grew concerned with this man being here after hearing this. We asked our parents and some close family to look around for the man,
rehab,
to
trying to better
confirm if he was still there or not.
No, I bet he's just
There was some concerning news when one of my relatives said that some of the gifts in the room where the gifts were being stored were missing.
Yup, told you. I'm a fucking genius. I'm numb to these stories by this point. I'm numb to these stories. You just know what to expect, alright? You guys love the Mr. Nightmare videos, so I keep doing them, but bro, I swear to God, I'm numb to this shit. I'm numb to this shit. I'm a goddamn ice cube, bruh. Cold face, numb to this shit. Alright, but yeah, everyone's seen that shit coming, let's be honest with you. I mean, you got an ex-rehab motherfucker, he's coming to a wedding, he sees some gifts and shit. That's why weddings are stupid, bro. Weddings are just a waste of goddamn money, time. Can't even eat. As a fellow fat man, if I can't eat at my wedding, I'm gonna tell you to fuck off. I'm genuine. I'm trying to bite some macaroni and cheese and shit, like really high-class mac and cheese. And you're over there, oh, congratulations, bitch, we got married like 20 minutes ago, alright? Could have congratulated me before that. We've been engaged for 3 years, bitch. I
immediately attributed this to Rob, and had an employee ask over the microphone for everybody to keep an eye out for Rob. Chelsea wanted to call his cell, but she couldn't find her phone. This put a slight damper on things, but we didn't let it ruin our wedding day. Our parents called the police and dealt with them on the side, with the help of Chelsea giving information about Rob. After the wedding reception, a few close friends came back to our hotel room for a little after-party of sorts. Chelsea had texted Allie asking for our home address, because she had to drop off her gift that she forgot to give. Allie responded, and then our good time was interrupted by a distressing phone call from Chelsea's phone number. Allie turned off the music and put it on speakerphone. There was a male's breathing on the other end, like horror movie shit, like he was trying to creep us out. Allie kept asking where Chelsea was, to no avail. Eventually the person on the other end hung up. Allie called her grandma, who was the only one close enough with Chelsea to know where she would be, and she confirmed that Chelsea was staying with her for the night. Chelsea got on the phone and said she lost her phone at the wedding, and she didn't know her Apple ID or password, therefore she couldn't even track it with Find My iPhone. Our best guess was that it was that Rob guy. We were now concerned that he knew our address and that we weren't home. We were too drunk to go home, so we asked my dad to stay there for the night and watch the house. He gladly did so. And the next morning, we woke up to texts and missed calls from my dad. He said someone kept tapping on different windows to the house, as if to be messing with him. He called the police, but they didn't find anyone. That same day, we went to the police station to see what could be done about pursuing Rob, who we suspected was the one behind all of this. But without video cameras catching the thief in Comber Hall, and given that Chelsea's phone had been turned off or destroyed, there was little to nothing the police could do. Chelsea told us that she and Rob had gotten into a verbal argument, and that he blamed us for whatever she was saying. He thought we didn't like him, and in his words, we sabotaged him. This just further led us to believe he was responsible for that weird phone call and coming to our house in an attempt to scare or harass us. We never saw or heard from that Rob guy again. We've only started to further distance ourselves from Chelsea after that.
He knows what's up. I'm not gonna lie, I heard worse. I'm telling you, I'm numb to these stories, man. Nothing's scaring me. I need some good shit. Give me some good shit. Wedding horror stories, I don't feel like a lot of shit can be.
I had a pretty low-key beach wedding. Mostly just family and friends. My wife, who I'll just call Trisha, invited more people than me for sure. She even invited her ex-boyfriend Kyle. I didn't know exactly how I felt about that at the time, but I acted accepting and fine with it because I knew they remained close friends. There were about 75 people at the wedding ceremony, including Kyle. I didn't pay it much mind the day of the wedding because it was such a big day and my mind was obviously racing. Kyle was friendly to me, but throughout the wedding reception, I noticed Kyle would constantly be talking to Trisha, and when he wasn't talking to her, he'd be looking in her general direction. I mean, Trisha and I were married now. It's not like he had any shot at all. So at the time, I started to think maybe I was just being a little too paranoid, even if it was slightly annoying. Kyle came alone to the wedding though, which I thought was just a tad weird that he didn't bring a date. My wife and I stayed in a fancy waterfront hotel that night, and the next day we went back home. A couple people who didn't make the wedding came by the house to congratulate us and drop off gifts. Surprisingly, Kyle stopped
Where
by
do you
as
think
well.
he gets this image?
Trish-
Where do you think he gets this image from? Do you think he just like Googles nice houses and then he just gets an image just to go with the story? I bet the researching, or not like the researching, but like the picture getting online to like match the story you're going with, I bet that's fucking, I bet his Google search is hilarious. Nice houses, scary nuns, porn, shit like that. You know, I bet
Trisha and I had
they'd be killing
recently
it
moved
like
into a new house together, and Kyle claimed to have stopped by to check out our new place and to drop off his gift that he didn't get to give us yesterday.
Yep.
He handed
Just
us,
kidding.
well,
He starts
Trisha
stripping.
specifically, an envelope and a little foot-long teddy bear holding a heart. On the heart was our initials, which I actually found to be a nice, thoughtful gift. We gave Kyle a tour of the house and he stayed for a beer, but after that he said he'd better get going and congratulated us once more before
I bet
leaving.
it's like a
Inside the envelope
nanny
was a
cam,
card
right?
containing
Nanny cam.
$100. As nice as I thought the gifts were, I still believed he had some serious feelings for Trisha, and I asked her to ease back on the friendship a bit. She couldn't see what I saw, though, apparently. She
They never
swore
do.
up and down that they were just very close friends and that there were no feelings left on either side.
No.
Trisha put the teddy bear next to some of the other gifts on our dressers.
Every video.
While my wife and I
swear
were
to
in
God,
bed together
every
having
video.
a romantic moment, I stopped her when I heard this weird noise. I couldn't put my finger on what it was, but it sounded like a small electrical component.
There's a
I looked
I'm
around for
telling
my
you,
phone
I'm
and found
a
it was on
genius.
my nightstand.
I know
Chalked
these
it up to being a
stories.
vibration from a text notification. Like half an hour later, laying in bed with the light off, I once again brought up Kyle, asking if he texted her since the day before. She said he has, and I got a little annoyed. I repeated myself, saying I don't want her talking to him anymore. She got a little mad at me for accusing her of being interested in him at all. I assured her he was still interested in her.
Yeah.
Why else would he
See,
stick around in his ex's life like
Watch this. Watch this. I can guarantee you, this dude does not have a single ex on his phone, doesn't follow her on Instagram, and doesn't have any sort of shit. Because she would scroll through this shit and be like, "Hey, who's this? Oh, that's just someone that's just an ex-girlfriend from middle school. Well, unfollow her. I don't feel comfortable." He turns the tables, motherfucking tables turned, and she's like, "You don't trust me. I swear to God. I
She
swear
got
to
back at me
fucking
with her
God."
assurance
Even
that
though
she
he's
doesn't
watching you
view
guys
him
fuck with a little
romantically at
fucking
all,
teddy bear.
that she's no longer attracted to him, and that she broke up with him for a reason. She followed this
Put
with she
cameras in my
will
room.
ease
Who
back on
does
her
that?
contact with him. I apologized for coming at her like that, and we went to sleep. The
See,
next
that
day,
he's
when I
not
got home from
apologizing.
work, Trisha explained that Kyle randomly blocked her on Instagram, and when she texted him asking what's wrong, he replied, "What do you care? I heard the things you said." When she tried texting back asking what he was talking about, she saw that he blocked her number now too. I wondered if maybe she butt dialed him on her phone while we had
Bruh. Are you serious? He blocks her. Fucking answers to sleep. She's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? No, please stay in my life." Just as a friend, though.
a conversation
My
the
ass. He's a
previous
backup.
night.
That's what he is.
But when she checked her call history, his name wasn't there.
Don't let females
I wasn't
trip
angry
up on
though.
you, bruh.
Him blocking her meant I was right. He did still have feelings, and now he'd be gone. That night, while
Teddy
in
bear
bed, we talked
with
about it some
camera.
more. Then I heard the little electronic vibrating sound again. I looked at the teddy bear on the dresser. Then I got up and went to pick it up, and my heart dropped. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and started to tear the bear open. Trisha realized it immediately too. The inside of the bear's head was a square electrical component wired to what was very obviously a camera behind the left eye and a microphone box wired to the left ear. This was connected to some kind of Bluetooth device that would probably allow a phone to send and receive data. We went to the police that night with the teddy bear and filed a police report. We then hired a lawyer and pressed charges against Kyle for invasion of privacy, and the judge ruled in our favor and required Kyle to pay us $15,000 each. Trisha also got a restraining order against him.
Hold that.
That was the end of him in our lives. Though
And
we
look
still
who's
do
right.
sometimes
Look
work.
who's fucking right at the end of the day. Good- He doesn't have feelings for me. You don't trust me. My ass. This is the shit. This dude just escalated it. All right, but fucking my ass. They just need to listen more. That's the problem. I mean, and then she's gonna be like, "Are you gonna apologize? If this whole thing didn't blow up and I ignored Kyle, we wouldn't have had $15,000 each."
He may pay us an unexpected visit. If he was crazy enough to wire a teddy bear to spy on us and possibly watch us in bed together, who knows how far someone like that is capable of going. I live in a safe town, the kind of town that you can leave your car doors unlocked.
Gotcha.
Hell, you can usually get away with leaving the doors to your house unlocked. The crime rate is very low, and I live in a dead-end block. I had just gotten home from work around 8 p.m.
Apparently
after a
you're
12-hour
unlucky,
shift and was preparing a late dinner when the phone rang. The second I picked up, I heard the sound of the person on the other end hanging up. I don't know if this has any correlation with what's to come.
Prank call,
If
gotcha.
it does, that's even more horrifying. On nights where I get home late, especially after 12-hour shifts, usually I'll just cook, eat, clean up, take a shower, then lay in bed watching TV for an hour before going to sleep.
Because I got
This
work
was
the
one
next
of
day.
those
That's
nights.
life.
I was physically and mentally exhausted, which led me to making what I learned that night was a serious mistake. I was laying in bed watching The Sopranos for my third run. Sometimes I'll drift off to sleep with the TV still on when I'm just completely beat, and that's
Yeah, I do
exactly
that
what
every
happened
night,
this
dog, I
night.
swear to God.
I woke up to the TV still playing The Sopranos. I had slept through 2 episodes. I felt around the bed for the remote and turned it off. In the now freshly silent room, I was able to hear little creaks in the wood under the carpet. I felt adrenaline kick in as I looked across the dark room, and I felt I could vaguely see the shape of a very wide figure. As I aimed the remote at the TV to turn it back on to light up the room, before the TV was even on, I started choking on my own spit as I tried to say, "Please leave." The TV came back on, and the room lit up a tint of blue, revealing her. This woman in a wedding dress, looking at me, with the veil covering her face. I tried to scream at first, but nothing came out of my mouth because I was just in pure shock.
Oh.
I sat up, pressed against the headboard of my bed, frozen. That's the best way I can describe what I was doing in that moment. The woman in the dress, whose face I could barely see, walked over to the bed, whispering, "Where's my groom?" over and over. But each time she said it, she got louder. Her whisper quickly turned to a yell, and she grabbed the edge of my mattress and started shaking it. I screamed back at her to leave me alone. Then I got off the bed, pushed her, and ran to the bathroom across the hall and locked the door. She followed me, trying to...
You fucking idiot! You pushed her, got her on her fucking ass. Now, like, run out of the house. Like, run out of the fucking house. What do you expect her to do? You think she's not gonna know you're there? It's just down the goddamn hall. Fucking run out of the house or something. Fuck, if you're able to knock her over, might as well just fucking rock bottom the shit out of her. Drop a people's elbow on her shit. Knock her out, do something. Call the cops, get her there. Oh my god, people are so... I know you... Like, that's probably what he means by the stupid decision. Because he goes, led me to making a stupid decision is fucking going to the bathroom instead of running out of the goddamn house. Whatever the fuck.
open the door, banging on it and repeating the words, "Where's my groom?" I yelled at her, "I'm calling the cops," and luckily I had my cell phone on me. The woman was crying now on the other side of the door, still knocking and banging. The last thing I heard her say was, "I have to get to my wedding." I heard her stomp down my stairs, screaming and crying. Then I heard the front door slam shut. I was on the phone with 911, and I explained what just happened.
Okay, I'm not numb to this story.
Checked the living room,
I'm
and she was
fucking
gone.
insane.
I stepped outside to see if I could see which way she ran, but she was out of sight. A police officer showed up shortly, and I described her as some larger woman in a white wedding dress and veil. How she was screaming, "Where's my groom?" and "I have to get to my wedding." I couldn't help with the direction she ran to. It was either down the only direction the street goes, or the woods to the right. Because of my exhaustion after my 12-hour shift, I had forgotten to simply lock my door, something I honestly never even thought was a problem in my neighborhood. But this just goes to
Apparently
show
not.
that
The bitch
even the
needed to
best of
find a groom.
neighborhoods, you're not always safe from crazy people out there. I think this woman was off her rocker and belonged in a mental asylum, and I hope police or somebody found her roaming the streets that night and brought her somewhere to get her help.
Bro, if she was that insane, how'd she get a wedding dress? Them shits are expensive. Seriously, how do you just get a wedding dress? I was waiting for the story to be like, and then she started singing, and then it would have been like the Curse of La Leona, whatever the fuck her name is, that type of situation. That movie's killer, by the way. But anyway, so if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe. Want me to react more on this Mr. Nightmare? All you gotta do is hit the like button for the third time in this video. Third fucking time. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications. Anything else you want me to react to? Leave in the comments down below. Like, subscribe. Peace.